Hello, everybody, and welcome to BroncoJuggalo's spectacular Halloween Slashback Saturday episode. Today is Slashback Saturday, and we are celebrating the Halloween that just was, over on Thursday. I'm here with the thrills, chills, and spills to give you all of your blood-curdling screams! Sorry, I'd scream louder, but the people are sleeping. Today is, as I said, Halloween slashers, and I am coming to you with Hauntedween, a slasher movie sent to me personally by Joe The HORRORman, who created the Slashback Challenge, and I hope you all go and check him out. He is an awesome dude, and he is dying to see you. Yeah, I know this would probably be more, effective if I had makeup or a mask on. And I thought about putting one on, but, I need my glasses to see right now. What can I say? Hauntedween is a 1991 slasher film. Filmed by some film students who just graduated film school, who wanted to prove to Hollywood that Kentuckians can make movies too. I don't know if they proved anything to Hollywood, but they did do a pretty fun film. It's not perfect, though. It is low budget. It's got some pros. It's got some cons. We're going to get into it all. Now, back in 2011, this did get a DVD release. The DVD release, you had to go through their website to get it, and I don't know exactly how many copies were made. I do know that it was shot on 16mm and then transferred directly to video for home video sale. Written, directed, and produced by Doug Robertson, starring Ethan Adler as our killer Eddie and Brian Blakely as our main character Kurt. I can't remember the actress's name that plays his girlfriend Meg, but she's pretty cute. Or at least she was back in 1991. So, this movie's premise is that 20 years prior, there was a family who owned a haunted house. The young boy, Eddie, accidentally kills a girl. So his mom takes him and runs off with him and forces him out of his home. When mommy dies, he decides to come back. Well, the accident wasn't quite an accident. And old Eddie, he is out for some more blood. He is ready to get back into the swing of the horror business. He wants to get this haunted house going. So he finds a fraternity that just happens to need some money and lets them use the haunted house as an attraction for a fundraiser. Everything being what it is, he gets inside while they're doing their fundraiser thing, and he starts killing folk. He kills the people that are putting on the haunted house, the fraternity people, and he kills a few of the others that aren't. Everybody thinks it's part of the show. Well, guess what? It's not. I'm going to start with cons because I have fewer of those, but my first con is definitely, and probably my biggest con, the pacing. That's the first thing I noticed. The pacing in this film is not good. From that first kill at the beginning of the movie, it is then 50 minutes, kind of like in The Burning, 50 minutes until we get another kill. 50 minutes until anything remotely interesting happening. 50 minutes. This is an 88-minute movie, and it takes 50 minutes to get to a good kill and to get to anything happening. But once it gets going, I enjoyed it. One of my cons here is on the production value. And yes, it is low budget, so yes, it's kind of a nitpicky thing, and I give them a pass. But it kind of got to me a few times because it made it hard for me to see what was going on. They needed to filter out some of their lights, some of their lighting, even like car lights. Everything was glaring very badly, and that I did not like at all. You think they could have spent just a little bit of time, maybe a little bit of their budget, to do something about that. My final con is with our final girl. Not so much her acting, but what they do with her. There's a scene where the killer has her tied up, and he has shoved a gag fully into her mouth, but yet she is screaming at full volume. Doesn't make any sense. Kind of like that scene in Maniac when he's choking the bitch out, and she's still screaming. That shouldn't be happening. She is gagged completely. This thing is shoved way in her mouth, and she's still screaming at full volume. And you could tell that they dubbed the screaming over. I don't know why they would do that. It doesn't make any sense. That's just me. One more quick interesting fact about this. At the very end of the credits, it says Hauntedween 2 coming soon. Well, from what I understand, they've been trying to get that movie coming soon for almost 30 years. And there's actually a Kickstarter campaign to get Hauntedween 2 going. I think that's kind of funny. I might put towards it. You never know. I enjoyed this movie. I did. Once those 50 minutes were up, which is kind of a long time to really get a movie, kicking. There was a little bit of TNA and stuff in there that, kept it okay for me until the movie got going. But I did enjoy it after it got going, and I had a lot of fun with it. And that just leads me into my pros. If you're into TNA, there's quite a bit of it in this movie. You will enjoy that. There are going to be some spoilers here, guys. Some minor spoilers. At the end of the movie, there is a scene where there is a van that has been blown up, and it's still driving. And I really thought that was cool. I wondered how they did that, because it looks like it's fully engulfed in flames. I was wondering how that came about, if there was something pulling it, or what that you couldn't see. I was curious to how it was done, and I did really think that that was neat. I did enjoy that quite a bit. I'm into all that stuff. I want to know how all these effects are done. That's why I love behind the scenes. I've always wanted to be in the movies because of that. I want to work with that kind of stuff, and it was just a lot of fun to watch. I like that we have killing with an audience. I think that's pretty cool. It happens in a lot of movies, especially nowadays. But back in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, that's kind of this era, these slasher movies didn't do that. You didn't have an audience that he was putting on a show for while he did his killing. Everything was kind of one-on-one, in the dark, that kind of stuff. This one is broad, loud, and public, and I really enjoyed that. I also thought that the acting was pretty decent for this film. Seeing as how most of these were either amateur actors or friends or people that were in film school, I think they did a pretty decent job. Overall, the acting is not terrible. There's one guy that really gets it overboard with the local yokel accent, and it gets a little annoying, but that's okay. I can deal with that. When we finally see the killer's face at the end of the movie, the makeup effects on it look really good, and I really enjoy that. I thought it was really cool. I also, that being said, I would like to go into the gore and the blood. Now, as I said, this is a low-budget film. Not huge on the gore aspect, but really good on the blood. Really good at making the effects done well, showing, like the entry wounds for the knives, things like that. They had some really decent gore effects. They used a lot of dummy heads for beheadings, and you could tell that it's dummy head, but they did a good job, with the blood squirting out and things like that. For what they had, they did a good job, and I did enjoy it. It's that low-budget, cheesy fun that we really enjoy. I like that all the music is original. Kind of reminded me of Blood Lake in that respect. And the way this was shot, even though it was shot on a slightly higher quality film than Blood Lake, that's what it reminded me of. It kind of reminded me of shot on home video. And I did enjoy that aspect of it. I do not usually, it just depends on the film. Sometimes I like that, sometimes I don't. In this one, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked the feel that we got from this film, the atmosphere of it. The atmosphere of this movie is so early 90s. And I'm not talking about like Scream 90s. I'm talking about the atmosphere we get with the clothes they're wearing, the dialogue, the jargon. everything like that. It reminds me of Clerks mixed with, early fucking Jeff Foxworthy. And talk about some white bread motherfuckers. Dude, is there like no black people in that part of Kentucky or what? You couldn't get one person in there? I'm just giving a shit. I'm just fucking around. But these guys, my God, were they fucking white. Oh my God. These were like the fucking people that ate nothing but Wonder Bread growing up, I'm telling you. And the final pro, the last thing I want to talk about, is that during the end credits, we get some really cool production photos. I really like that. I think that's cool when movies do that kind of stuff. They did it at the end of Lethal Weapon 4. I really enjoyed that. Showing production photos from the entire, Lethal Weapon franchise. I like that. I liked it in this one. I thought it was cool. It kind of gives an homage to the people that made the film. It gives them their just dues. Not just putting their name up there, but putting pictures of them. That's cool. I like that. Overall, guys, I gotta say, Hauntedween is a good film. You should definitely check it out. Now, I don't know if it's actually based on Halloween, but the Ween part is in the name, and it's about a haunted house, and it takes place around the Halloween season. So, why the fuck not, right? Go and check out everybody doing Slashback Saturday, and check out Joe the HORRORman, the creator of the Slashback Saturday Challenge. This is BroncoJuggalo saying thank you very much. I love you all. And in the early 90s spirit, just like Vanilla Ice, word to your mother.
Satan is the name she goes by. There's a lot of time.